What was the last straw that made you stop helping your family? My older sister got engaged when I was 17, and my parents decided her wedding mattered more than my college future. Liz was 25, still living at home, and had always been treated like the daughter who needed saving. My younger brother Mason was 14, and got away with everything because he was the baby. I was the middle child, and somehow that meant I was expected to fix whatever went wrong. If mom forgot to pay a bill, I had to call the company. If Mason forgot his homework, I had to drive it to school. If Liz needed a resume, an essay, or an apology text written, she came to me. Nobody called it unfair, they called me reliable. And for years I believed that was a compliment. Growing up, I learned that being useful was the only way to get attention. I cooked dinner when mom said she had a headache. I cleaned the house before dad got home because he hated mess. I worked at a pharmacy after school and used my own money for clothes, school supplies, and sometimes groceries when mom said we were short. I never asked for much because asking always turned into a lecture. When Liz wanted a new phone, mom said she needed it for job interviews. When Mason wanted expensive shoes, dad said boys needed confidence. When I asked for help paying for college applications, dad said, "You have a job, don't you?" So I paid for them myself. I got accepted into a state university with a partial scholarship, and for the first time, I felt like something was mine. I wanted to live on campus because the school was almost 2 hours away by bus, and because I was tired of being the person everyone used when they didn't want to handle their own life. I saved every dollar I could for the housing deposit. I skipped lunches, picked up extra shifts, and hid the money in an old pencil case in my closet. My guidance counselor helped me open a bank account my parents couldn't access. By spring, I had almost enough. Then Liz came home flashing a ring and crying happy tears, and suddenly the whole house became about her wedding. Mom talked about venues every night, dad complained about money, but still promised Liz they would make it happen. They booked an engagement party, ordered decorations, and started inviting relatives before they even knew how they were paying for it. I knew what was coming before anyone said it. One night, I came home from work and heard Liz crying in the dining room because the venue wanted a deposit by Friday. Mom said they couldn't put more on the credit card. Dad said he didn't know what else to do. Then Mason said, "Doesn't she have money saved for college?" The room went silent. I walked in, and nobody looked surprised to see me. Dad just said, "Your sister needs help." I said, "That money is for my housing deposit." Mom said, "You can commute for a semester." Liz wiped her eyes and said, "It's not like you're losing college. You're just delaying the dorm." I asked when she would pay me back. Nobody answered. Dad got angry and said, "After everything this family has done for you, you're really going to let your sister lose her dream venue?" That was when I realized they didn't see my money as mine. They saw it as family money that I was selfishly hiding. I didn't give it to them. After that, the house turned cold. Mom stopped calling me for dinner. Dad started leaving bills on my bed with notes like, "Since you want to act grown." Liz cried loudly on the phone to relatives and said, "I guess some people only care about themselves." Mason started calling me college princess every time I walked past him. I tried to ignore it because my deposit deadline was getting closer, and I just needed to make it through the week. Then yesterday was Liz's engagement party. Mom had been planning it for days, even though she kept saying we were broke. I spent the morning helping because I knew if I didn't, they would blame me for ruining it. I set up tables in the backyard, carried food from the kitchen, hung lights along the fence, and cleaned the living room before guests arrived. Liz sat upstairs getting ready, while everyone kept saying this was her special day. The party looked beautiful. Relatives came with gifts, Brandon's parents brought flowers, and Mom kept telling people, we just wanted Liz to feel loved. I stood near the drink table refilling cups and listening to everyone praise my parents for doing so much. No one mentioned that I had done most of the work. That was normal. Then Dad stood up with a glass in his hand and gave a speech about family. He talked about sacrifice. He talked about showing up for each other. He said, "In this family, nobody chases their own dream while